Hey everybody, this is Ethan again with Alberta Basketball doing some hoops at home. This session is going to be targeted for younger kids who are pretty new to the game, and also for their parents. If they want to be involved, they can do it along with the kids and help them do these drills and little games that we're going to make out of it. So if you need to see a recap or review from the first little clip I did, then feel free to go back to that last video where we go over ball handling, very basic ball handling and stationary dribbling. We're going to do a lot of the same today, but just try and make it a little bit more interesting, okay? So what we really want to focus on with stationary dribbling is getting down into the triple threat position and keeping our eyes up when we dribble. A fun way to do that is you can say whichever hand you want them to dribble with, and it's good to mix them up. If they're right-handed, you want to make sure they dribble with their left a lot, but keep engaging your right hand too, of course. So you're going to say either right or left. They're going to dribble with whichever hand you say. You can do crossovers too. Say right, left, or crossover. They do which dribble you say. If you can do it along with them. But then I want them, if you're saying doing right hand, maybe get the arm bar up, and then put your fingers up. So if you say 5, they have to yell out 5. So we know they're looking at you, okay? Go 5, 1, they'll use their left hand, 4, 5, do crossovers. You're putting up your own fingers, whatever they might be. It's hard to do it with crossovers at the same time. 3, 2, 5, etc. Just get them dribbling, getting them loose, getting them feeling the basketball again. I really encourage you to keep doing the warm-ups and the little progression we went over in the first video. But that's a good idea, just to get them a little more mentally engaged as well as actually dribbling the basketball. The next thing we're going to do, and it's all very similar, but these are just ways to get them moving a little bit more, is you are going to tell them which dribble you want, and you're going to set a goal of how many times in a row you're going to do that dribble. So to be very basic, let's say we just say right hand, and we want to get 100 dribbles in a row without looking down or losing control, okay? So I want to get to 100. Get down, triple threat, looking up, get my arm bar up, dribbling, hitting the same spot. Then we're going to start counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to get all the way to 100. So let's say I get to 70, but then I lose control. So I still have 30 dribbles to go. What we're going to do is put the basketball to the side so we don't trip. And to make up the difference, we're going to do jumping jacks to get to 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. All the way to 30 so that the difference gets to 100. If you only got 45 successful dribbles, then you're going to do 55 jumping jacks. Whatever the difference is to your goal. It doesn't have to be 100. If you want them to move even more, make it 150, 200. If it's a little early for that and you need it to be a little bit less, say you only want to get to 60 successful dribbles, that's fine. Those are just ways to get them moving while still working on ball handling. And we're going to do that with all the different kinds we went over. So we're going to do it with the right hand, left hand, crossover, but this is when we're also going to get into window wipers with our right hand, just our right hand, so essentially crossovers, but with one hand, left, on the side, back and forth, right, and left, okay? So we're going to do that sort of thing. The next thing we're going to do is a circuit that can hopefully get us feeling pretty tired, get us sweating a little bit even though we're not moving around a ton. What we're going to do is the same around the world that we did in the last session, but we're always going to do it this way. We're going to start around our waist, go down, around, back up around our waist, around our head, then we're going to do a body squat, okay? That is 1 rep. So set it whatever you need to be. If it needs to be 5, that's fine. If you want it to be 10 or 15, that's fine too. I'll just do 5 to show you, for example, that this was one set of 5 reps, okay? So waist, down, waist, head, squat. 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 That may have been 4, but let's just say it was 5. So what we're going to do is that is our first set. Now in between, as quick as we can, but still doing it the right way, we're keeping our eyes up and we're under control. We're going to try and do a circuit. I'm going to say 60, but again, modify the amount of dribbles. So I did my squats along with around the world. Now I'm going to do 60 dribbles with my right, all the way to 60 dribbles with my left, then 60 crossovers, okay? Then we're gonna do the same thing. Our next set, down, middle, head, squat, and now we're gonna do a different dribble. Now we're gonna do that all the way, by the way, to 5, 10, 15, whatever the number is. Now we're gonna do 60 window wipers with both hands, keeping our eyes up. Go back to around the world with a squat. And now we're gonna do 60 of the back and forth, okay? So 60 like this with our right, 60 like this with our left, and that'll be that for that little workout. You can do that a bunch of times. You can go through it once. Once is in, you've done the 3 sets. That's once. If you want to do it as many times as you want, just a good way to keep busy, keep active, keep your mind guessing a little bit where you're focusing on dribbling, but then you're also engaging other parts of your body. Here's another thing we're going to do to just try and be active while we have the basketball in our hands is we're going to do sit-ups with the same back and forth with our fingertips that we did last week, okay? So you can do, again, as many sets with as many reps as you would like. Let's just say you do 15, 3 sets of 15. You can do as many as you want, but we're just going to be going up and down with the basketball like this with our fingertips back and forth. Again, we're not slapping it, it's really our fingertips back and forth. We're going to be going up and down and then doing sit-ups. That was 1. Going up and down the whole time. Okay? At their age, we're not going to be all that worried about the form. Obviously, the better form, the better. We don't want them hurting themselves or anything. But depending on their age, we're not too worried if they can do the most immaculate sit-ups. It's just a good way to get them moving while we have a basketball in our hands. So that all kind of serves as a recap from the first session, but it's just, again, last time, I know I keep saying it, but a fun way to keep going over these ball handling skills, because it's very important to remember that if you do them once, that doesn't mean you're done. If you've got the hang of them, great, but now you need to challenge yourself more. If going this fast, that's great. If you never screw up, that's great, but that doesn't mean you've mastered dribbling. That means you need to get a little bit lower, get the arm bar up, pound it a little bit harder this time, and just keep going with that progression. You have to keep working on your ball handling skills to get really good at it. So this is a fun way that we're going to keep working on them, but we're also going to move around a little bit, because I'm sure we're all getting a little bit stir crazy right now, where we can maybe work up a bit more of a sweat. So next time, we will try and make ways, even though it's just us in our basements or wherever we are, if there's a few of us, great, or if it's just one of us, we're going to try and make it even more engaging and find ways we can make these little games or competitions amongst ourselves. So thanks a lot, stay safe, stay clean, and take care.